Welcome back to Apprentice.io's Industry Insights. I'm Frank Maggiore. This is part 2 of our deep dive into biotechnology in cosmetics. If you haven't checked out part 1 yet, I'd recommend pausing here and going back to catch up on our exploration of what biotech beauty encompasses, the latest products that have reached consumers, current research developments, and the future potential for this technology. In this second part, we'll be covering 4 key areas. First, we'll examine how biotechnology is revolutionizing sustainability and beauty with circular approaches and upcycled ingredients. Then, we'll explore the crucial role of cloud-based manufacturing execution systems in scaling these innovations. Next, we'll look into how advanced technologies like AI, cell therapies, and nanotechnology are converging with longevity research to shape the future of beauty. And finally, we'll wrap up with some thoughts on what all this means for consumers and the future of the industry. So whether you're a beauty enthusiast, industry professional, or just curious about how science is transforming the products we use every day, stay with us for the conclusion of our biotech beauty journey. Here's a sobering thought. The beauty industry produces over 120 billion packaging units annually, with most of them ending up in landfills. Add to that the environmental impact of ingredient sourcing, manufacturing, and distribution, and it's clear we've got a pretty ugly problem on our hands. But before you start calculating the carbon footprint of your 12-step skincare routine, there's good news. Biotechnology has proven to be one of our most powerful tools for making beauty truly sustainable. Let's talk environmental benefits. Biotech ingredients typically require significantly less land, water, and energy than their conventionally sourced counterparts. Take squalene, that fantastic moisturizing ingredient we've mentioned before. Traditional sources include shark liver, not exactly environmentally friendly, or olive oil, better, but land and water intensive. The biotech alternative, engineered yeast fed on sustainably sourced sugars in fermentation tanks. Amyris, the company pioneering this approach, has calculated that their biosynthetic squalene reduces land use by 99% compared to olive-derived squalene. That's not just an incremental improvement, it's a complete paradigm shift. Similar benefits apply to other biotech-derived ingredients. Hyaluronic acid produced through bacterial fermentation uses approximately 90% less water than animal-derived sources. Fermentation-derived peptides can reduce carbon emissions by up to 80% compared to chemically synthesized versions. Perhaps most impactful is the reduced reliance on palm oil and its derivatives, which are ubiquitous in conventional cosmetics. Palm oil cultivation has been a major driver of deforestation in Indonesia and Malaysia, destroying orangutan habitats and releasing massive amounts of carbon from cleared peatlands. Companies like C16 Biosciences and Genomatica are using precision fermentation to create molecular alternatives to palm oil derivatives, potentially saving millions of acres of rainforest while producing pure, more consistent ingredients. This reduced environmental footprint isn't just theoretical, it's being quantified through rigorous life cycle assessments. L'Oreal, for instance, has committed to ensuring that 95% of its ingredients will be bio-based, derived from abundant minerals or from circular processes by 2030 as part of their L'Oreal for the Future sustainability program. Beyond reduction in resource use, biotech approaches can dramatically decrease dependent on traditional sourcing methods that are subject to supply chain disruptions, seasonal variability, and quality inconsistencies. Take vanilla, a popular fragrance ingredient that traditionally comes from orchid pods grown primarily in Madagascar, where climate change and political instability have created significant supply challenges. Biotech company Conagen has developed a fermentation process that produces pure vanillin, identical to the natural compound, providing a stable alternative that doesn't depend on vulnerable agricultural systems. Similarly, rose oil, used in countless fragrances, typically requires over 3,000 kilograms of rose petals to produce a single kilogram of oil. Companies like Ginkgo Bioworks are engineering microorganisms to produce the same aromatic compounds through fermentation, eliminating the need for vast flower fields and the associated water use and pesticides. This shift from agricultural to fermentation-based production offers remarkable stability and resilience. Unlike traditional crops, vulnerable to droughts, floods, or pest outbreaks, fermentation processes occurred in controlled environments, unaffected by climate conditions. This stability becomes increasingly valuable as climate change disrupts traditional agricultural systems. Perhaps even more exciting are the circular economy approaches emerging in biotech beauty. The old linear model of take, make waste is being replaced by systems that reuse materials or create value from what was previously considered waste. One fascinating example is Cafe Bueno, a Danish biotech company that's transforming used coffee grounds, one of the most abundant food waste streams globally, into valuable skincare ingredients. They collect spent coffee grounds from cafes and hotels that would otherwise go to landfills, extract the beneficial compounds using green chemistry methods, and create ingredients like cafe oil, rich in antioxidants and fatty acids, beneficial for skin. The environmental math is compelling. For every kilogram of oil they produce, they prevent the emission of 16 kilograms of CO2 that would have been released if those coffee grounds decomposed in a landfill. Their products are now being used by cosmetic brands across Europe, creating a true circular loop from waste to premium ingredients. Biotech approaches are also enabling more efficient use of agricultural side streams that were previously undervalued. Finnish company Spinnova uses a mechanical process to transform wood pulp paste into textile fibers suitable for cosmetic wipes and packaging. This approach uses 99% less water than cotton production and requires no harmful chemicals. Another promising circular approach comes from Full Cycle Bioplastics, which has developed technology to convert organic waste into PHA biopolymers, biodegradable materials that can be used for cosmetic packaging. Unlike conventional bioplastics derived from food crops, this approach actually diverts waste from landfills while creating sustainable packaging solutions. What's particularly powerful about these circular approaches is that they often perform better than traditional ingredients. They're not just less bad alternatives, they're actually superior products with compelling origin stories. This matters because ultimately consumer demand is what's driving sustainable innovation in beauty. According to recent market research, over 70% of global consumers now consider sustainability when purchasing beauty products, with Gen Z and millennials particularly focused on environmental impact. But here's the catch. These consumers won't compromise on performance. A Nielsen IQ study found that while 73% of global consumers say they would definitely or probably change their consumption habits to reduce environmental impact, they expect sustainable products to work as well or better than conventional alternatives. This is where biotech truly shines. Unlike some traditional natural ingredients with variable performance, biotech ingredients can be precisely engineered for optimal efficacy while maintaining impeccable sustainability credentials. Smart beauty brands are recognizing this shift and highlighting their biotech innovations as both performance and sustainability enhancers. Biossance, for instance, doesn't just market their squalene as sustainable, they emphasize its superior skin performance due to its purity and consistent molecular structure. The regulatory environment is also pushing the industry towards more sustainable approaches. The European Union's Green Deal and chemical strategy for sustainability are creating strong incentives for companies to adopt more environmentally friendly ingredients and processes. Similar regulations are emerging in other markets, with California often leading in the US. What's particularly encouraging is how these sustainability innovations are spreading throughout our beauty ecosystem. While luxury brands were early adopters of biotech ingredients, mass market products are increasingly incorporating these innovations as scale drives down costs. L'Oreal, for instance, has committed to bringing sustainable innovations to all price points, recognizing that environmental benefits should be accessible to all consumers, regardless of budget. Their Garnier brand, positioned in the mass market, has incorporated fermented ingredients and sustainable packaging across its portfolio. Industry collaborations are accelerating this progress. Initiatives like the Sustainable Beauty Coalition in the UK and the Green Chemistry and Commerce Council in the US are bringing together companies throughout the supply chain to develop scale sustainable alternatives. As one industry executive put it, biotechnology isn't just one solution for sustainability and beauty, it's the foundational platform that will enable the entire industry to transform. This transformation is happening faster than many predicted. What was once considered a fringe approach is now mainstream, with biotech ingredients becoming the standard in new product development across the industry. The question is no longer whether biotechnology will play a role in sustainable beauty, but how quickly can it scale to meet the enormous global demand. For consumers, this means that the eco-friendly products of the future won't require sacrificing efficacy or sensory experience. Instead, they'll deliver superior performance while treading more lightly on the planet. A rare win-win that's making sustainability not just virtuous, but irresistible. Great biotechnology innovations are fantastic, but they only matter if they can scale from the lab bench to global distribution. This is where cloud-based manufacturing execution systems, or MES, become the unsung heroes of the biotech beauty revolution. Think of MES as the digital nervous system of modern manufacturing, coordinating everything from raw material intake to finished product release, ensuring that every batch is consistent, compliant, and traceable. For biotech beauty, where we're often dealing with living organisms and complex biological processes, these systems aren't just helpful, they're absolutely essential. Here's why. When you're producing hyaluronic acid using bacterial fermentation or engineering yeast to make squalene, minor variations in temperature, pH, or nutrient concentrations can dramatically affect your yield and product quality. Traditional paper-based systems simply cannot handle the complexity, the speed, and the precision required. Cloud-based MES platforms connect directly to bioreactors, monitoring systems, and analytical equipment to create a real-time digital record of the entire production process. They can detect deviations before human operators would notice them, recommend adjustments to optimize yield, and ensure that every batch meets exact specifications. But perhaps the most challenging aspect of biotech beauty is transitioning processes from laboratory to industrial scale, what industry insiders call scale up. This is where traditional manufacturing often hits a wall. What works beautifully in a 5-liter lab bioreactor might fail spectacularly in a 2,000-liter industrial scale vessel. Modern MES platforms are transforming this process through digital twins, virtual replicas of physical manufacturing processes that can simulate scale-up before a single production batch is attempted. Companies like Biotech are using these digital twin models to predict how fermentation parameters will change at industrial scale, identifying potential issues before investing in full production runs. And it's not just about efficiency. Regulatory compliance in the beauty industry is becoming increasingly stringent, particularly for novel biotech ingredients. Cloud-based MES provides the comprehensive documentation and traceability required to satisfy regulators across global markets. For instance, when a beauty company introduces a new fermentation-derived peptide, they need to demonstrate consistent manufacturing processes, absence of contaminants, and stability across multiple batches. MES platforms automatically generate the documentation required for regulatory submissions, tracking every production parameter across thousands of batches if needed. This is especially valuable when navigating different regulatory requirements across global markets. A cloud-based system can automatically generate market-specific documentation packages, flagging any potential compliance issues before products are shipped. For multinational beauty companies managing dozens of manufacturing sites worldwide, this capability is invaluable. Quality control, always important in beauty products, takes on new dimensions with biotech ingredients. Many biological processes can produce unwanted side products or contaminants that must be rigorously controlled. Modern MES platforms integrate with analytical equipment to perform real-time testing throughout the production process, rather than just at the end. The digital transformation extends to the supply chain as well. Cloud-based systems enable what the industry calls digital thread traceability, tracking every component from raw material to consumer product. This is particularly important for ingredients like fermentation-derived squalene, where sustainability claims are part of the value proposition. The integration of artificial intelligence into these systems represents the cutting edge of biotech manufacturing. AI algorithms can analyze thousands of production batches to identify patterns invisible to human operators, suggesting process improvements that increase yield or quality. Perhaps most importantly, cloud-based MES is democratizing access to advanced manufacturing capabilities. Small beauty startups can now access sophisticated manufacturing platforms through software-as-a-service models, rather than investing millions in proprietary systems that need to be kept on-prem. This has enabled a wave of innovation from smaller players who can focus on developing novel ingredients while leveraging established digital infrastructure for manufacturing. Contract manufacturing organizations specializing in biotech beauty are offering manufacturing-as-a-service platforms complete with integrated digital systems, allowing even small brands to access world-class production capabilities. For consumers, all this technological sophistication translates to more affordable, consistent, and sustainable biotech beauty products. The digital transformation happening behind the scenes is what makes it possible for that $30 serum with fermentation-derived peptides to deliver consistent results batch after batch. Cloud-based manufacturing execution systems are the invisible enabler of the biotech beauty revolution. Without these systems, most of these innovations would remain interesting laboratory curiosities rather than global production lines. The future of manufacturing for biotech beauty is likely to become even more integrated and autonomous. Industry leaders are already implementing autonomous labs with systems that can design, execute, and analyze experiments with minimal human intervention, dramatically accelerating ingredient development. The companies that master digital manufacturing for biotech beauty will have an insurmountable advantage in bringing new innovations to market. It's becoming as important as the science itself. The biotech beauty revolution isn't happening in isolation. It's being supercharged by convergence with other cutting-edge technologies that are collectively creating a perfect storm of innovation. Let's explore how these adjacent fields are transforming what's possible in skin science. Artificial intelligence and machine learning have graduated from buzzwords to essential tools driving discovery in biotech beauty. These technologies are particularly powerful for understanding the mind-boggling complexity of skin biology. Consider this: your skin contains over 30 different cell types, interacting with thousands of microorganisms and responding to countless environmental factors. Traditional research methods can only examine a few variables at a time, but AI can analyze millions of data points to identify patterns invisible to human researchers. L'Oreal's technology incubator has developed AI models that can predict how skin will respond to different ingredients or environmental stressors based on molecular signatures. Their Modiface acquisition has enhanced this capability, allowing them to simulate product effects and personalize recommendations based on individual skin characteristics. Estee Lauder has partnered with AI specialist Perfect Corp to create diagnostic tools that can analyze skin condition through smartphone photos, while their research teams use machine learning to identify novel bioactive compounds from their extensive ingredient database. But perhaps the most revolutionary application of AI is in molecular design. Traditionally, finding effective skincare ingredients involved extensive trial and error testing. Now, companies like Revela are using AI to design completely new molecules optimized for specific skin targets. Their first AI designed molecule, Procellin, targets hair follicle regeneration and was discovered in a fraction of the time traditional methods would require. Cell and gene therapy techniques, developed primarily for medical applications, are increasingly influencing cosmetic science, though with important limitations to ensure safety and regulatory compliance. While cosmetics can't legally change skin structure or function that would make them drugs, they can increasingly support the skin's natural processes at a genetic and cellular level. Researchers are exploring how certain compounds can influence gene expression related to collagen production, melanin synthesis, or inflammatory response. Korean company Amore Pacific has been researching how gene expression in skin cells change with age and environmental exposure, developing ingredients that can help restore youthful expression patterns without directly modifying the genes themselves. Similarly, stem cell technology, while not incorporating actual stem cells into products, is providing insights into skin regeneration. Laboratories cultivate stem cells to study how different compounds affect their behavior, identifying ingredients that can support the skin's natural stem cell functions. Japanese company Shiseido has been particularly active in this area, investigating how certain plant extracts can protect skin stem cells from damage and maintain their regenerative capability. Their research on tissue engineering techniques is informing a new generation of products designed to support the skin's structural integrity. Then there's nanotechnology and advanced material science, which are revolutionizing ingredient delivery and efficacy. Conventional skincare products face a fundamental challenge: how to get active ingredients through the skin's protective barrier to where they can be most effective. Nanoparticle delivery systems can encapsulate active ingredients in particles small enough to penetrate deeper skin layers, releasing their payload precisely where needed. L'Oreal has developed lipid nanoparticles that can deliver volatile compounds like vitamin C more effectively, preserving stability and enhancing penetration. Advanced materials like hydrogels and nanofibers are creating entirely new product categories. Israeli company Nanolose has developed plant-free cellulose nanofibers produced by bacteria which can form ultra-thin masks that can form perfectly to facial contours while delivering active ingredients. These technologies aren't just making existing products better, they're enabling entirely new approaches to skin challenges. Researchers at MIT have developed responsive materials that can change properties based on skin conditions, for instance, becoming more occlusive in dry environments or more breathable in humid ones. But perhaps nothing is influencing the future of beauty more profoundly than longevity research, the scientific quest to extend healthy human lifespan. As our understanding of aging mechanisms expand, the line between beauty and health is increasingly blurring. Harvard professor David Sinclair, a leading longevity researcher, has identified cellular processes like NAD+ depletion and sirtuin activity that affect both lifespan and skin appearance. His work on molecules like resveratrol and NMN has influenced both supplement and skincare formulations aimed at supporting cellular health. Longevity-focused companies like Altos Labs, backed by Jeff Bezos and Yuri Milner, with over $3 billion in funding, are researching cellular reprogramming technologies to restore youthful function to aged cells. While their primary focus is on health span extension, the beauty applications are obvious and compelling. This isn't just about looking younger, it's about maintaining healthy functional skin throughout an increasingly long lifespan. If we're going to live to 100 or beyond, we want our skin to remain healthy and functional for that entire period, not just to look good in photographs. The implications for the beauty industry are profound. As our understanding of aging mechanisms becomes more sophisticated, beauty products are evolving from cosmetic quick fixes to comprehensive systems supporting long-term skin health at the cellular level. This shift is driving unprecedented collaboration between the beauty industry, biotech companies, and academic research institutions globally. L'Oreal maintains research partnerships with over 50 scientific institutions across continents, including Stanford University in the US and Shanghai Jiao Tong University in China. Shiseido has established joint research initiatives with multiple institutions, including a collaboration with Harvard Medical School investigating dermal stem cells and their role in skin aging. What's remarkable about these collaborations is their increasingly open nature. While the beauty industry was once notoriously secretive, many companies now recognize that the complexity of skin biology and the pace of technological change require more collaborative approaches. The Sustainable Beauty Coalition includes members from across the beauty ecosystem working to develop standardized approaches to measuring environmental impact and efficacy of biotech alternatives. What's particularly exciting is how these technologies are converging. AI is accelerating discovery and longevity research, nanotechnology is enhancing delivery of cell-supporting compounds, and advanced materials are enabling precise targeting of active ingredients to specific skin layers or cell types. The result is an innovation landscape moving at unprecedented speed. We're seeing more fundamental advances in skin science in the past 5 years than in the previous 50 combined. For consumers, this technological convergence means products that increasingly bridge the gap between superficial cosmetic effects and genuine biological support for skin health. The holy grail of beauty, products that don't just cover or temporarily improve appearance, but actually support underlying skin health, is becoming increasingly achievable. As we live longer, healthier lives, our skin will need to keep pace, maintaining not just appearance, but function throughout decades of more active living than previous generations experience. The technologies we've discussed aren't just about vanity, they're about maintaining the health of our largest organ throughout an increasingly extended lifespan. The companies that successfully navigate this technological convergence, combining insights from AI, cellular research, material science, and longevity studies, will define the future of beauty. And that future looks remarkably different from the beauty industry of even a decade ago. More scientific, more personalized, and more focused on comprehensive skin health rather than quick cosmetic fixes. As we reach the end of our journey through the biotechnology revolution in beauty, let's take a moment to reflect on the remarkable landscape we've explored and the even more extraordinary future that lies ahead. We began by examining how the convergence of beauty and biotechnology is creating a new paradigm in cosmetics and aesthetic medicine, from L'Oreal's Cell Bioprint Analyzer that can determine your skin's biological age in minutes, to fermentation-derived alternatives, to controversial ingredients. We've witnessed how biotech is transforming every aspect of the beauty industry. We've explored how major companies across the globe, from L'Oreal in France to Shiseido in Japan, from Estee Lauder in the US to Amore Pacific in Korea, are embracing biotechnology, not just as a manufacturing method, but as a fundamental reimagining of what beauty products can be. We've seen how biotechnology is enabling unprecedented sustainability in an industry that has historically had a significant environmental footprint. Fermentation processes that replace palm oil derivatives, cellular agriculture that eliminates the need for animal-derived ingredients, and circular approaches that transform waste streams into valuable actives, all point to a more sustainable future for beauty. We've examined how the manufacturing of these revolutionary products is being transformed through cloud-based systems that ensure quality, consistency, and regulatory compliance while accelerating innovation cycles. And we've glimpsed how convergence with adjacent technologies, AI, advanced materials, cell science, and longevity research is creating entirely new possibilities for supporting skin health throughout our increasingly long lives. So, what does the future hold? Where is this all headed? I believe we're witnessing nothing less than a complete reinvention of the beauty industry, one that moves from superficial cosmetic effects to comprehensive support for skin health at the cellular and molecular level. In the next decade, we'll likely see personalization reach unprecedented levels, not just products customized to your skin type or concerns, but formulations tailored to your unique biology, delivered through increasingly sophisticated systems that adapt to changing conditions. We'll see the line between beauty and health continue to blur, with products that support not just the appearance, but the fundamental biological functions of the skin, our largest and most visible organ. We'll see sustainability move from marketing advantage to a basic requirement, with biotechnology enabling truly circular approaches that might actually leave the planet better off rather than just doing less harm. And perhaps most importantly, we'll see accessibility expand, with these advanced technologies becoming available not just to the privileged few, but to billions of people around the world. This isn't just idle speculation. The biotech beauty revolution is already well underway, with billions in investment, thousands of researchers, and hundreds of companies, large and small, driving innovation at an unprecedented pace. For consumers, this revolution offers something remarkably hopeful: the possibility of beauty products that actually work at a fundamental level, not through marketing hype or temporary effects, but through genuine biological action aligned with how our skin functions. I'm particularly excited about how these advances can support healthy aging, not by feeding into insecurities or promoting unrealistic standards, but by helping our skin remain healthy, functional, and resilient throughout our increasingly long lives. Think about it. Many of today's children might live to be 100 or beyond. Their skin will need to function properly through many more decades of life than previous generations experienced. Biotechnology offers the promise of maintaining not just appearance, but genuine skin health throughout that extended lifespan. This isn't just about vanity, it's about the health and function of our most visible organ. It's about preventing skin cancer through better sun protection, maintaining barrier function that prevents infection and dehydration, and supporting wound healing and tissue repair as we continue to age. The beauty industry has often been criticized, sometimes justifiably so, for promoting unrealistic standards or exploiting insecurities. But what we're seeing with biotech beauty is something different, more scientific, evidence-based approach focused on genuine skin health rather than superficial appearance. Of course, challenges remain. Regulatory frameworks need to evolve to accommodate these new technologies while ensuring safety. Manufacturing capacity needs to scale to make these innovations widely accessible. And consumer education is essential to help people understand the genuine advances amid marketing hype. But the direction is clear. The momentum is building. The beauty industry of the future will be more biological than chemical, more personalization than mass-produced, more sustainable than extractive, and more focused on health than mere appearance. For those working in this field, whether in research labs, manufacturing facilities, or product development, you're part of one of the most exciting transformations happening in any industry today. The convergence of biotechnology with beauty is creating unprecedented opportunities to improve both human well-being and environmental sustainability. For consumers, these advances offer the promise of products that deliver on their claims, support genuine skin health, and align with values of sustainability and ethical production. The overwhelming choice and confusing claims of today's beauty market may gradually give way to more personalized, evidence-based approaches that actually deliver results. And for our planet, biotech beauty offers hope that an industry once associated with environmental concerns could become a model of sustainability, using biological processes to create value while reducing impact. The beauty of biotechnology is that it works with nature's own toolbox, the same biological systems that created the remarkable complexity of human skin in the first place. There's profound wisdom in that perspective. Rather than fighting against natural processes or masking issues with temporary fixes, biotech beauty at its best works in harmony with our biology, supporting, enhancing, and protecting the remarkable living system that is our skin. Perhaps the most hopeful aspect of this entire revolution, the recognition that true beauty isn't about covering up or fighting against nature. It's about supporting the health and the function of the incredible biological systems we've been given. In a world often divided by superficial differences, there's something powerful about scientific advances that help us understand and appreciate the remarkable biology we all share. The complex cellular machinery, the intricate biochemical pathways, and the elegant regenerative systems that keep our skin functioning day after day, year after year. As this biotechnology revolution in beauty continues to unfold, my hope is that it leads us not just to better products, but to a deeper appreciation for the extraordinary natural systems they're designed to support. That it helps us to see beauty not as something to be pursued through endless products and procedures, but as the natural expression of health and vitality at every stage of life. Because ultimately, the most beautiful skin isn't achieved through any single product or technology. It's the result of a complex harmony between genetics, lifestyle, environment, and yes, the thoughtful use of science-based products that genuinely support skin health. The biotech beauty revolution gives us unprecedented tools to understand and support that harmony, to work with our biology rather than against it, to enhance our natural processes rather than override them, and to maintain health and function throughout our increasingly long lives. That's a vision of beauty worth pursuing, not just for how we look, but for how we live in our skin every day. Not just for the reflection in the mirror, but for the health and resilience of that remarkable organ that connects us to the world around us. As we stand at this remarkable inflection point where biotechnology, data science, material innovation, and a deeper understanding of human biology converge, we have an unprecedented opportunity to redefine beauty for generations to come. Not as an impossible standard or a marketing construct, but as the natural expression of health, vitality, and well-being at every age. That's the true promise of biotech beauty, and it's a future worth building together. In an industry where precision and compliance are paramount, Apprentice's Tempo platform offers a cutting-edge manufacturing execution system solution. It's cloud-based, mobile-first, operator-centric, with the most intuitive UI in the industry, making it perfect for today's dynamic pharmaceutical manufacturing environments and for the production of the world's most complex drug products. Whether you're working on groundbreaking cell and gene therapies, biologics, or small molecules, Tempo provides a fully validated MES system that's both powerful and easy to use. It streamlines your processes, ensures compliance, and adapts to your specific manufacturing needs. So get off of paper batch records and discover how Apprentice's Tempo Manufacturing Cloud can transform your operations by visiting us at apprentice.io. Attention industry professionals, revolutionize your manufacturing process with the Apprentice Tempo Manufacturing Cloud, a manufacturing execution system built to streamline your operations, boost efficiency, and ensure compliance all in one powerful platform. Experience the future of manufacturing with our free 30-day trial. Scan the QR code on your screen now to unlock a world of innovation. Don't just keep pace, set the tempo as an industry leader with Apprentice. That's all for Apprentice.io's Industry Insights. I'm Frank Maggiore. Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for notifications when new episodes drop. Please comment on if you have any additional topics you would like for me to cover in this space, and we'll see you next week for more Industry Insights.